Welcome to Vote 2016. I'm Michaela Leung.
And I'm Scarlett Ash. The Lowndes County Board of Elections reports that the voting season is already busy. In just the first day of voting, more than 1,700 people cast their ballots either by mail or at the Lowndes County Elections Office.
One of the races that's drawing a lot of attention is for Lowndes County Sheriff. I was able to sit down with Sheriff Chris Prine to talk about what he feels makes him qualified to win re-election. With Sheriff Chris Prine and his challenger Ashley Paulk running for the title of Lowndes County Sheriff, it is important to look at the qualifications of each candidate. Sheriff Prine credits his experience as his '1 qualification. For more than 40 years, Sheriff Prine has had a career in law enforcement.
I started my career in the late 60s with the Lowndes County Sheriff's Department, Sheriff's Office, and then I went on to the Georgia State Patrol, and of course retired from the Georgia State Patrol. Came back and stayed retired for about 4 or 5 years.
Throughout the years, he has come to terms with the difficulties that come with a career in law enforcement.
My career has cost me being away from my family a good bit, and that's the sad part of the job.
Sheriff Prine started his career in Lowndes County in hopes that his experience is enough for him to win re-election in order to continue.
My experience, most of all, I've been all over the state. I've worked with numerous sheriff's offices and police departments. And two, I started my career here as a deputy. And I just want to continue that career here in Lowndes County.
Chris Prine believes his qualifications and experience are enough for the public to vote for him in order to retain his position as Lowndes County Sheriff. For Vote 2016, I'm Michaela Leung.
Sheriff Prine's competition for the job is no stranger to the elected office here in Lowndes County. In fact, he's had the job before. Our Blake Woodruff caught up with Ashley Paulk about his campaign. Blake?
With almost 2 decades of experience being Sheriff of Lowndes County, I spoke with candidate Ashley Paulk on what he felt qualified him to run for election again after stepping away for a short period. After 16 years of being Sheriff of Lowndes County, candidate Ashley Paulk feels if elected, he would be returning after a brief absence with experience that also brings with it new opportunity.
So when I was sheriff, I didn't take it lightly. I went in every morning. I was there before 6 every morning, and there late, and on call all the time. And of course, being on call to me is nothing really, because I've been in the electrical business all my life, and so I've been on call since I was 20 years old.
Part of that opportunity is bringing back the relationships he has continued to maintain with state and national offices.
You build a bond. There's still a lot of people that were there with me, and people statewide and nationwide, because our department here, we had a lot of nationwide connections and still have those connections.
As well as rebuilding what he says is a lost connection between local forces.
I don't think the relationship is there with the other agencies that I had. I always had a saying, we all pull in one wagon. Valdosta Police and, Remington and Lake Park, Hayhira. We all need to work very, very closely together. And I actually had 2 units assigned to the city of Valdosta, to patrol in Valdosta, and need to build that rapport back.
For a man that ran the sheriff's office for 16 years on a simple motto, common sense and compassion, candidate Ashley Paulk feels returning to office with this same guideline, along with over 2 decades of experience holding government positions, is what qualifies him to be voted back in the sheriff's office when you vote on November 8th. For Vote 2016, I'm Blake Woodruff.
Coming up, a look at 2 other local races, including coroner and tax assessor.
And a quick profile of the 2 candidates for State Representative District 177. We'll have those stories in just a minute.
The average text takes your eyes off the road for nearly 5 seconds.
Welcome back to Vote 2016.
As the elections approach in Valdosta, voters need to understand who and what they are voting for. Our Ian Kristansky tells us about the importance of one local race. Ian?
Thanks, Michaela. One interesting local race is for coroner. This one is significant because Lowndes County is one of the few counties in Georgia to elect their coroner. Some voters underestimate the importance of this job, so I met with candidates Brad Carter and Austin Five-Ash to fully understand what they do. Both Republican Austin Five-Ash and Democrat Brad Carter are primed and ready for this year's election for coroner through campaigning and use of signs to remind you who to vote for this November for coroner. However, Lowndes County being one of the only counties that votes for coroner, I reached out to both Austin Five-Ash and Brad Carter to find out what exactly a coroner does.
A deputy coroner and a coroner basically do the same job. The deputy coroner, when he's dispatched on a case, he is the acting coroner. Our main job is to find cause and manner of death through investigation.
The job of a coroner in Georgia, and this varies, from state to state, but the job of a coroner in Georgia is to determine cause and manner of death. And that's done by a visual examination of the body. It's done by working closely with law enforcement and other agencies on scene to determine the circumstances around that death. In some cases, it is done with an autopsy, or that can be a tool to assist you in determining the cause and manner of death, and those are done by the state, the GBI up in Macon or Atlanta. So the main job of the coroner is to determine cause and manner of death in deaths. There are some cases that are coroner cases, there are some cases that aren't, so it really all depends on the circumstances behind that as to whether or not the coroner gets involved.
Not only does a coroner just assist with murders and deaths, they also play a key role in the Lowndes County community. I'm Ian Kristansky, and this is Vote 2016.
Incumbent Dexter Sharper and challenger Deidre White are going head-to-head in this year's election for state representative for District 177. Sharper is a Valdosta native and became an EMT paramedic at the age of 18. He entered politics at the age of 28. He is the youngest African-American city councilman and mayor pro tem in the city's history. Deidre White is a local businesswoman and is a current member of the Valdosta City Council. She ran unopposed in the Republican primary.
Another race of local importance that impacts homeowners' finances is often overlooked. That is the race for tax assessor. Reporter Kiana Brima for Vote 2016 spoke to Mike Hill, who is a tax assessor for the Post 2 district of Lowndes County.
Paying our taxes may be the one thing that we all dread doing, especially if you are a homeowner. Tax assessors are appointed and certified to regulate our taxes each day of the year. Mike Hill is the appointed tax assessor for Post District 2 of the Lowndes County area. Also, as a realtor, he has special qualifications that helps him better understand how to properly manage our property taxes.
Being in real estate gives me a head start on education and some of the things that you do need to know, but so much of it is so different that the other two assessors don't have necessarily that real estate background, but it doesn't hold them back, and it doesn't give me much of a head start.
That's it for our program today. Thank you for watching Vote 2016. I'm Scarlett Ash.
And I'm Michaela Leung. Remember that absentee voting is going on now, and you can cast your ballot before November 8th.
Have a great day. We'll see you next time.